Well, thanks very much indeed. This is Jim Ferguson here, and I'm reporting from Westland in the Netherlands. And we all know just how much pressure the Dutch farmers have been under, really for several years now. There's been large-scale protests, there's been a lot of pushback, but the globalists that are in charge, formerly Mark Rutte and now Geert Wilders, don't seem to be paying too much attention to these people. And what you have to understand about the Netherlands in particular is that their farming methods and processes are incredibly advanced. Their techniques are the envy of farming all around the world. These people really know what they're doing. And yet they've had their farms seized. I'm here in the Netherlands. I'm here with Marco van Veen. Marco, great to see you. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Yeah, how are you? I'm just a bit nervous because those steers behind me, there's a big bull in there. These are Texas Longhorns, aren't they?
Yes, they are. They are.
Yeah. I have got somebody over there watching over my shoulder just in case. It's not I'm a dirty great coward, but yeah, I'm a dirty great coward. Anyway, tell me, what is it you actually do in relation to this area in Westland? Because that's where we are just now.
Yeah, well, as a job, I am a solar installer, and for my hobby, let's say hobby, or besides my job, I'm the spokesman for the farmer protesters. We were very vocal with our community, the farmers community, and I think we showed the rest of the people in Holland that we still exist and that we have a voice and that needs to be heard. And it became quite big all over the country, and we are just one region. But of course there are many regions in Holland, and everybody was stepping up the game. We were turning the flags everywhere, like thousands of flags, and so you couldn't really miss it. And I think it made people aware, just the normal people just buy milk in the supermarket and buy their meat and their groceries, and they are not really aware what needs to be done and how many people work in the sector so they can have their food. So it's bringing awareness to the common people who just do their groceries and trying to let them see how important the farmers are.
I'm here in Westland, in Western Holland, and I'm here with Sven Vorens. I hope I got that right.
Yeah, correct.
Great to meet you. Now you're a cattle trader, aren't you?
I'm a cattle trader, yeah.
So tell me a little bit what that involves and what you do and how that works.
I trade a lot of cows and sheep. I used to trade a lot of horses, but the horses are too less numbers to trade. So that's what you see here in Holland. There are a lot less cattle than a few years ago.
Now, I mean, the farmers here in the Netherlands have been under attack for a long period of time. They're getting farms expropriated, basically seized by the government, the globalists that have infiltrated it. When Mark Rutte was in, it was pretty bad, wasn't it? But you decided you weren't going to accept that, and you and a lot of your friends and colleagues and neighbours decided you were going to take a stand, didn't you?
Yeah, actually the farmers are for ages under attack. The farmers are always the bad guys, but 5 years ago, when the first protest started here in Holland, we make, from every area we had a separate group. I'm a group leader of Midden-Delfland, it's another area here in the neighborhood. And for the first time we went to The Hague, and there are around 60 farmers around here in the area. And we went the first time with 80 tractors to The Hague.
Your farming produce and your farming methods are world renowned. I mean, and so it doesn't make sense to the rest of us in the UK and other parts of the world to see the attack on the farmers taking place in the vociferous way that they are. But I mean, these farms have been in the farmers' hands for generations. They're owned outright, many of them, and they are all machines in there. And I mean, there's livestock's owned. Yep. But I've heard stories that they might be valued at maybe depending on the size of the farm, maybe €6 million, and sometimes they're only being given a fraction of the price. Is that true?
I don't know how much they get paid when they are like bought off their farm. So I don't have the knowledge to say anything about it. It is true that sometimes people refer to the farmers as their own millionaires because they own so much land, and if you would sell the land, then you know, it would be worth millions. It's just that they also have a mortgage on the land, so you know, if you deduct it, they're not worth they're not millionaires. So I don't know to be exactly to be precise how much they get for the land, but it's probably underpaid.
Yeah.
That's what I reckon.
Yeah.
And they say they do it for the future of the farmers. I don't really understand how you can just buy a farm or under pressure and say it's good for the future of the farmer, because he's not a farmer anymore. And they also have to sign a contract that they're not going to farm somewhere else.
Yeah.
So they are like, that's the end of them. And they go back many generations, and it needs to be stopped. It really needs to be stopped.
I mean, attacking farmers is a really stupid thing to do, because they produce the food, they manage the land, they contribute to its well-being and its upkeep. Do you think that there are any further plans to continue this push against farmers here in the Netherlands?
I think there is, and I think there's a big globalist plan behind it.
Well, I mean, one of the things that we've noticed is the images that come out of the Dutch farmers when they were protesting. Incredible images. I've reported on in the channel. Many of them have gone viral, well into the millions. And in terms of international support, you've got a lot of support, especially in the UK, which is where I'm from, but actually around the world, because we recognise the importance of the farming community and those connected to it. What do you think is the obsession with the globalists attacking the farmers?
They want to attack the food supply. And food supply is a basic thing in the whole world, and that's the thing we cannot without. Mm-hmm. And when you control the food supply, you can control a lot of more things.
There's a lot of discussions about that. We get told about the Great Reset, Klaus Schwab, the World Economic Forum, talking about eating insects. I don't know about you, Sven. I'd rather have a nice juicy steak anytime.
I'm never going to eat insects.
I think a lot of people watching this are going to feel exactly the same way. And why would we want to eat insects? If they want to eat bugs, they can go right ahead. We're going to continue eating real food and healthy food. But it's one thing to talk, it's one thing to do things. And one of the things that I believe that we must do is to unite people around the world. And that's why I'm here on behalf of Freedom Train International, engaging with Dutch farmers, engaging with those involved in the cattle business, engaging with freedom fighters, and lots of other people that love their freedoms. What sort of message would you like people to know? What would you like to say to people out there about what's actually going on here in the Netherlands?
I think you already mentioned it. Reunite. Reunite is the most important thing. Not all small groups. You have to make one big fist. I think that's the most important message.
One big fist, and I tell you what, you've got a couple of big fists down there, mate. I wouldn't want to get hit with them. You know what, though, Sven, it's been an absolute pleasure to meet you. Thank you for taking me around and showing me this wonderful ranch. I mean, it is absolutely incredible.
It's amazing. It
is actually amazing. So I'd just like to say thanks to you, Sven, for taking the time with me. And thanks to all of you out there as well for your likes and for your shares and for your support.
Because everybody, a few years ago, when they started to attack the farmers for the first time, everybody said, yeah, they need the land. Because they want to build houses on the land, and they want to build distribution centra on the land, so they need the land. I think personally there's a different agenda behind, and that is that the farmers are independent food producers. Mm-hmm. And the globalists don't want independent food producers. They want to corner the whole food market. They want to use the GMO products. They want to do the vertical farming. So they want to control the entire food production worldwide. And I think that's the real reason why the farmers need to go. Also, when you buy all the farmers, you have this land and you can develop it into housing and whatever. But I think that's just a secondary advantage for the globalist elites.
You're describing the globalists' agenda as wanting to corner the market. Now, we've seen Bill Gates buying up unbelievable sizes of farms. He's the biggest now in the United States.
True. Yeah.
While he pushes his insect burgers. Do you think they're trying to corner the market for maybe the reasons of controlling people?
I think it has many, or at least a few reasons. If you corner a market, you can make a tremendous amount of money. Mm-hmm. If you have no competition, you can ask. You have the monopoly, mm-hmm. So you can ask anything you want. Secondary, or at the same level. Of course, it's about control. If you control the food, you control the people. If you control the people, you control everything. Yeah. So I think it's much bigger than what people think.
I'm here in the Netherlands, here in Westland, and I've been given access to an absolutely amazing place. Very often these large greenhouses are on a scale that's completely unlike anything else that you could possibly imagine. Certainly nothing like it in the UK. Here they're growing roses. But what's really interesting about this place is its scope and scale, and also the fact that it's fully automated. Now they do have a large number of staff employed in these facilities, probably something in the region of 75 to 100. But what you actually see here is so carefully worked out to the point where they can tell exactly what nutrients these plants actually need. It's measured here on the floor in these containers, and it's measured upstairs in the admin office where they can actually access the data. And if you want to just walk with me for a second, I'm going to show you these automated systems here. Now these are the automated rose holders, and these actually get filled up and they move around the entire factory floor. It's absolutely incredible. But just take a look over here. Look at the scale of all these roses. And of course there's cucumbers and there is tomatoes and all manner of things here in the Netherlands. The Netherlands is the top food producer in the world. For a tiny little nation compared to other nations, they are consistently punching above their weight in their food production, which makes it a criminal offence, is my opinion, for the World Economic Forum to attack their farmers and their food producers in this country. And I just spoke to somebody that gave me a very interesting fact, and it's this. If every single nation was to follow the same principles, the same techniques as the farmers and the food producers in the Netherlands, there would be so much food available that prices would fall to a small amount, unlike what we're seeing with rising food costs and inflation. And all that would have to happen is the technology would need to be exported out. But the Netherlands, their farmers and their food producers are on a whole other scale. And to come in and see a facility like this that is fully automated and measured in such detail, where they can actually, with real pinpoint accuracy, measure the nutrients and the balances and exactly what these plants need. And these plants here usually grow for about 4 years, and they're constantly trimmed back to produce new growth. And then after about 3 to 4 years, the root ball's removed and it's replaced with a new plant. And it's very cool and calm, despite it being a very hot day here today. They've got really good ventilation systems here. It's actually a pleasant place to work. It's very cool, and there's a really pleasant scent of roses in here. It's unlike anything I've ever experienced before.
I think most people are, I'm not going to say they're too stupid, but they're too uninformed. So they don't realize what is happening at the moment, and when they do realize, it's too late. Because all the farmers are gone, the farmland is gone, the cows are gone, but then it's too late. Are creating problems, like invisible problems, like nitrogen, CO2, which nobody sees, which nobody would know of. Also corona, nobody would have known if it wasn't on television, if it wasn't repeated like time after time after time. The obvious problems that everybody sees around them are not addressed. So then people, I think, they say, well, if it's not in the news, it's not really a problem.
I'm out at another farm here near Westland once again. I'm at a dairy farm, and as you can see, there are cattle that are being fed with cut grass, because it's coming to the night time. They get fed with cut grass in the evening, and then when during the daylight comes, they go out into the fields and they go into the pastures there. So I've just seen some amazing technology being used here, and these animals are incredibly well looked after. I have to say they are probably some of the most healthy and good looking cattle that I've seen in a long time. The farmers here in Holland are absolutely second to none. They really do lead the world. And that's why it's a tragedy with the globalists trying to take away their farms and their communities and their food production and their ability to produce food, because they really are good at what they do. And in fact, if they were able to get that technology out to the rest of the world, we would probably see the food prices coming down, food would be increased, and I know that from the time that cattle are taken to the slaughterhouses or to market, all along that journey, they are stopped, their blood is checked to make sure they're in good, healthy condition and that the animals are actually being looked after. One thing about the farmers in the Netherlands is they take incredible care of their animals.
Information, he'll tell me what she's doing. She's having a daily production about between 28 and 33 liters a day.
Right.
This milking she'll probably give 19 liters.
Wow.
She goes to the robot 3.2 times a day.
So this is a really high-tech piece of equipment. I mean,
yeah, I know.
When they come in, I mean, it really is incredible. When they come in, they actually come in to get the feed.
Yeah.
The transponders round their neck.
Yeah.
The brushes clean the teats. They get everything ready. The cups are fed on by laser that come in and mark it, and then and then we're actually seeing the milk coming out and into the machine.
Yeah.
That sounds so simple.
Yeah.
But these machines are pretty expensive, are they?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Okay.
But they're worth every penny.
Oh.
They don't get sick. They don't call in late. They don't stop. Most of the time, they don't stop. They don't complain it's too warm. They don't complain it's too hot. So it's worth every penny.
You know, to be honest with you, it never ceases to amaze me the levels of ingenuity, technology that's been used here in the Netherlands in the farming community. And you are regarded amongst the world's farmers and food producers as being the absolute top in what you do. Are you proud of that?
Yeah, of course.
And tell me, what does the T-shirt say? What does that mean?
It says proud of farmer.
Proud
of farmer's wife.
Ah, got you. Well, I just want you to know that I'm from the UK. The UK people love the Dutch farmers. They appreciate what you do, and I've covered a lot of the things that are going on to do with the expropriation of farmers' lands and things like that by the globalists. But you've got a lot of support out there, and I've been learning and fascinated with what I've been getting told. So, I mean, we've got a big international audience here. What would you say if you had the opportunity to speak to people around? What would you like to say about the farming industry?
Let us do our job. Let us do what we do best. Let us take care of our cows. Let us take care of our land.
Yeah.
And don't bother us with all kind of rules.
And the climate scam and the net zero and get lost. Yeah, I love that. You see, the Dutch call it like it is. Yeah, well, let's tell Klaus Schwab to get lost as well. He can keep his great reset and he can eat bugs himself. We'll enjoy a nice steak and a glass of milk, won't we?
If the farmers were polluting the world, then there would be no trees.
Exactly.
There would be no nature. But the only place where no nature is in the city. Yeah. And those people, they want to decide for everybody else that they are to blame. Use your eyes. That's what I want to say to them.
Absolutely. Now, I mean, we've got quite a large international audience as well. So for the last sort of 60 seconds, I would like you to have a think about what you might want to say to people in the United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand.
Oh yeah, well, the message always is unite. Everybody who agrees with each other has to unite, because if you stand alone, you cannot do anything on your own. The strongest communities are the communities that are the most united. Together you can make a fist. Together you can make your voice heard. And I think that's really important. Don't argue, just talk. Unite and talk. Spread the word.
Well, you know, I'm here with you. I must say I'm delighted to have met you and your colleagues, and we'll be speaking some more just in a moment or two. But you know, that's the message of unity. This actually is a fight for humanity, because the globalists are, in my opinion, attacking humanity itself.
Well, Jim, there's a surprise going on. So tell them I'm getting a surprise.
Okay, that's my buddy Jasper Schmidt behind the camera there, and he's just gone and sprung something on me that I wasn't expecting. And I've got some big guys around me. I'm looking a bit nervous here. Is there not a swimming pool around here I'm going to get dunked into again, I hope? Yeah, what's happening, guys?
We appreciate that you were here.
Microphone.
Oh, is it not working?
You swim.
Oh, sorry. I'm so overwhelmed, I forgot I'm a journalist.
We appreciate that you were here, and as a group here in Verzet, we have our own flag, and we would hand you our flag.
You are kidding me. Wow.
This is our own flag.
this is your
It's a Dutch flag upside down.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
Well, for the viewers, explain why it's upside down.
Upside down, it's a sign of emergency. It's old use from ships in the past. When they are in trouble, they put their flag upside down, and so other ships could see that they're in trouble.
And what does it say?
It say Westland support farmers and growers.
Farmers and growers. And you're giving this to me?
I handed that to you.
Wow, I can't thank you enough, mate. That is
Thank you
so
very
much appreciated. You've no idea. I'm going to give this pride of place, and I will feature this on the show when I get back. Thank you so much, guys.
We have one motto: never give up. So I would say to you,
never give up. Yeah.
Keep spreading the word.
I'll keep fighting for the truth and for freedom wherever I go. This is the kind of thing that we're doing all over the place. You know, these guys are fantastic guys. I've only just met them actually, but already, look at this. This is what humanity is all about. This is what global unity is all about. And we've got to get united and fight back against the globalists. And if we do that, it's game over for them and humanity wins. Happy cows everywhere you look. But I would say, coming up to the last hours of my trip here to the Netherlands, it's been an incredible trip. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I've worked hard, but I've had fun. It's been incredible, and I just want to thank all the people that I've met. The list is too many to name. I've met bikers, I've met farmers, I've met freedom fighters, I've met food producers, I've met people in so many different sectors and industries, and I've also met a lot of great people that have become firm friends of mine here in the Netherlands. And I want to say a huge thank you to each and every one of you for your support, for your welcome, and for looking after me in such a good way. I really do appreciate it. And to all the people who are out there right now who are watching this, I want to say a big thank you to each and every one of you as well. This kind of content is reaching millions of people around the world, but that's all thanks to you. And as I always like to say, you guys are the real stars of this show. So as I prepare to leave the Netherlands, I'll be heading to another country very soon, and I'll keep you fully informed of what I'm up to. This is Jim Ferguson. We'll speak soon. Bye bye for now.